Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lady Viking Softball on the Viking Sports Network. Coach Charlie Tiller here to bring you tonight's game from the Lady Viking Softball Complex at Rotary Field. Tonight, the Lady Vikings take on Grainger in the first round of the Region 1 AAA tournament. The Lady Vikings are coming off a district championship beatdown of David Crockett last Thursday night, 11-1. They come into today's action with a record of 22-4 overall. Grainger, the District 2 runner-up, comes in with a 13-11 overall record. It's the Vikings and the Grizzlies next on the Viking Sports Network. Well, let's get you some starting lineups here. First for the Grizzlies, we'll get you their batting order. Leading things off will be the right fielder McKinley Mills. Batting second will be the first baseman McKenna Lee. Allison Bird will bat third and be the pitcher. Jaylee Hayes is the center fielder batting fourth. Batting fifth is Amanda Kledzik. She is the left fielder. Destiny Davis will bat sixth and play third base. Emma Hodge will bat seventh and is the DP. Macy Spangler is the catcher. She'll bat eighth, and batting ninth will be the second baseman Kaylee Sturgill. For the Lady Vikings on defense, it's the usual group that we've had here of late. Around the outfield, it'll be Lily Ware, Kaylee Hughes, and Katie Grainger. On the infield, Macy Strouth, Addie Wilhoit, Mazzie Wilson, and Maddie Hall. The catcher is Abby Haga, and the pitcher, the right-hander, Carly Compton. So we're about ready to get going here. With the first pitch, Carly is into her wind and delivers. Swung on and missed nothing and one. So right off the bat, Carly jumps in front. Compton, on the season, the numbers are spectacular. 19-1, a .92 ERA. This is her 22nd appearance, 20th start. She has pitched 121 and a third innings this season. First, second pitch is down low, 1-1. Carly in those 121 innings has 241 strikeouts. So basically 2 strikeouts an inning, which is pretty crazy. Here's the 1-1. She'll fake a bunt again, McKinley Mills, and she'll pull it back 2-1. Next pitch is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Carly's going to get her sign. And the 2-2. That pitch has got in on her hands and she got pretty jammed up and fouled it off to the screen, and it'll stay 2-2. Carly doesn't appear to like that one. She's asking for another one. And she'll get one. Home plate umpire Danny Williams. On the bases, we have Bart Lyon and Arthel Moose Salyer. So a veteran umpiring crew here at Rotary Field. Here comes the 2-2 from Carly Compton. That pitch is going to be fouled over, and it'll take one hop over a truck, and it'll stay 2-2. So Mills being pretty pesky to start things out here. 2-2 pitch, missed just inside, 3-2. Might have missed a good chance to dance right there. So we'll get a payoff pitch to Mills. That pitch is going to miss down low, and a rare free pass issued by Carly Compton. Mills, by the way, a freshman. A lot of freshmen in the lineup here. So McKenna Lee will step in there. McKenna, a junior. The Grizzlies wearing dark gray jerseys, orange numbers, black trim, gray softball pants with a double stripe down the side, and orange socks. That bunt is going to be popped up. Abby Haga can't quite get it. So the Grizzlies trying to move a runner along here. Can't get it done, at least on that play. Of course, these two teams playing in this round for the second consecutive year. Last year, the Lady Vikings played Grainger down at Grainger. That second pitch will be fouled straight back, not bunting on that one. And that game last year was a tight one until the fifth. It was 1-1 into the fifth when Abby Haga hit a solo home run that really got the offense going. Lady Vikings were able to tack on some insurance and, won 6-1 on their way to a Sweet 16 berth. Here's the 0-2. That's a changeup, misses away. Good waste pitch right there, 1-2. Of course, again, the Lady Vikings, the champions of District 1 AAA, taking on the runners-up from District 2. That pitch is going to be hit high and foul and over onto the middle school field. And so it'll stay 1-2. Carly trying to rub that ball down a little bit. Doesn't really like that one. Doesn't feel like it has a great grip, I guess. So she'll get another one. So we'll see what we got going on here. So she's ready now. And the 1-2. It's going to miss just off the plate. Really good spot right there, but Mr. Williams not going for that one. So it'll be 2-2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one's going to miss away, and count's gone full again. So McKenna Lee in a battle right here. And the payoff pitch. That one's going to be fouled off. Really good job right there by Lee, just spoiling that pitch that was really probably going to sit her down with a really nice outside corner. So Carly will look for another payoff right here. That pitch is going to be a rise ball, and she's sitting. Swung on and missed. So one away, and Allison Bird will stand in. Bird, the only senior on this Grainger roster. And I got a little equipment malfunction right here. Looks like Bird is met with the approval of the umpire now. Right-handed hitter will stand in. And the first pitch to her, Bird is going to get away from Abby. It is a called strike, but ball just kind of glanced off her glove and got away. So that'll be a pass ball. And down to second will go McKinley Mills. So the Grizzlies now with a runner in scoring position. And the 0-1. Swung on and missed, nothing in two. Good fastball right out on the outside part of the plate. So we'll have an opportunity right here with Carly way ahead in the count. See if she can get this one a little bit more efficiently. That pitch is going to be popped up behind third. Macy Strauss giving chase. Really tough angle for Macy to try to get that one. And it'll fall foul. Basically hit right over the base and into foul territory. And Macy, who was playing in front of the bag, had to kind of turn and drop. And that would have been a really spectacular catch if she had made that one. So it'll stay 0-2. So here's the 0-2. Misses down low, 1-2. Runner goes now, a delayed steal, and she's into third safely. She basically went on the throw back to the pitcher. So a pretty daring play right there by the freshman Mills. And so she's now 60 feet away with a 1-2 count on the pitcher Bird. Carly's 1-2 is going to be popped foul and out of play. And it'll stay 1-2. So thus far, the Grizzlies doing a pretty good job just battling, extending these at bats. So here comes the 1-2. That pitch is going to miss off the plate. Tried to kind of spin one in here, and it missed just outside. And Bird is better than me because I'd have been definitely trying to go after that one. And probably coming up empty, as I did in most of my at-bats in my life. So Carly gets her sign in the 2-2. That's going to be grounded to second. Mazzy Wilson knocks it down. Throw to first is not going to be in time. That's going to be an error. And the ball, even worse, goes into the Tennessee High dugout. So a run's going to score, which would have scored anyway. But that ball was hit pretty soundly down on the ground to second. It's a play I know Mazzy would tell you she's got to make. And so we'll get a courtesy runner down there at second.
Now batting the Grizzlies, center fielder number 22, Jaylee Hayes.
And just like that, the Lady Vikings are behind 1-0. So 1 out runner at second. First pitch is going to miss down low, 1-0. Jaylee Hayes, the batter. Number 22, the center fielder. Hayes is a sophomore. And the 1-0 to her. And that's going to be fouled back. That's 1-1. The Grizzlies definitely don't seem to be intimidated. They've come out here and are aggressive. So here comes the 1-1. That pitch is going to be right on that outside corner. That's kind of the spot that Carly's been trying to hit and hadn't been able to connect with up till now, but gets it right there, and it's 1-2. So the 1-2 pitch. Rise ball, and she's sitting. And they're 2 away. And that'll bring Amanda Kledzik to the plate. Kledzik, number 10. She is also a sophomore. And the first pitch to her is swung on and missed, 0-1. Again, Grainger up 1-0. Run scoring moments ago on a ground ball error to second base. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be right on that outside corner. Kledzik kind of flinched at it, but didn't really try to swing right there, and she's behind in the count, 0-2. She's put the first two that she struck out away with a rise ball. We'll see if she comes back with it right here. Here's the 0-2. She did not. She went on the outside part of the plate, and it missed just off the plate, 1-2. '30th pitch upcoming for Carly Compton. Here comes that 1-2. That's going to be jam shot, rolled towards second. Mazzy picks it up, and she will throw on to first, and that will retire the side. But the Grizzlies come out and get a run on the board on no hits, the one Viking error, and one batter left on. So we will head to the bottom of the first with the score. The Grainger Grizzlies won, and the Lady Vikings coming to bat here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Viking Softball here on the Viking Sports Network. Lady Vikings coming to bat here in the bottom of the first, trailing 1-0. Of course, that was the situation in the district championship game the other night as well, and they ended up turning out okay. So Kaylee Hughes will lead things off. We'll get you the lineup here momentarily. First pitch is going to be on the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Hughes. 0-1. It'll be Hughes in center, Addie Wilhoit at short, Abby Haga, the catcher, the first three up in this inning. Carly Compton, the pitcher, bats fourth. Maddie Hall at first bats fifth. Macy Strouth in the sixth hole plays third base, and we'll get the rest of it for you here in a second as the next pitch she tries to throw a changeup, and it drops about 3 feet in front of the plate. Lily Ware will bat seventh in left field. Addison Glover, the DP, will bat eighth. And Katie Grainger in the 9-hole will play right field and finish off the lineup. Here's the 1-1 to Hughes. That pitch is going to miss away, 2-1. Of course, again, Allison Bird, the pitcher for Grainger. Unfortunately, don't have any stats available on those guys, but Bird is the only senior on the roster. So here's the 2-1. And that ball is chopped foul. They were a little delayed calling it. I thought it hit her pretty much immediately, but she ended up getting about halfway down the baseline before it was called foul. And we'll come back for a 2-2. Of course, Kaylee Hughes, who had a huge game in the first district tournament game for the Vikings with a home run and a double. And then in the championship game, hit a ball that was robbed at the wall on a freaking fantastic play by the center fielder for Crockett, and then walked 3 times and scored a lot. So scored on all 3 of those, I believe. And that pitch missed outside. It's 3-2. Kaylee hitting .256 now with her home run and 9 runs batted in. And most importantly for a leadoff batter, she scored 29 times this year, which I believe is second on the team. And Kaylee's going to slap that one into left field for a base hit. So good thing for the Vikings to have Kaylee Hughes aboard to start things out. I saw her in the hall today, and I'm like, postseason hitter right here. And she has definitely been that, and that'll bring Addie Wilhoit to the plate. Addie, of course, has had a phenomenal freshman campaign out here on the softball diamond. .634, 11 home runs and 37 runs batted in. She's also scored 50 runs in this season. She's going to fake a bunt. She's not bunting, and Kaylee is going to steal second base on a changeup. So really, not a tough one right there. Kaylee now 15 out of 15 in the stolen base department this season. The Lady Vikings as a team have a very high percentage stealing bases. Second pitch is going to be a changeup, and it's going to miss down low and a little outside. And it's 1-1. He held up 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That ball is going to be lined down the right field line, foul and out of play. So it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, again, Addie's numbers are ridiculous this year. 16 doubles, 3 triples. So basically 30 extra base hits. Didn't have any in the district. She had all singles, but that ball is going to be into the gap. Addie, the throw kind of comes behind her, and Addie says, "Thank you very much. I'll take second base." Hughes over to third. So a single takes second on the throw. I'm not sure where that girl was throwing that ball. But really good job of hitting right there by Addie Wilhoit. Just kind of hit it where it's pitched. She was facing off-speed pitches pretty much the whole time, and that'll get Abby Haga to the plate. Abby, who had a really good district championship game with a pair of balls off the right center field fence, takes that first pitch down low, 1-0. Abby 481, couple home runs, 30 runs batted in. Of course, she, as we talked about earlier, had the big home run that was the turning point in last year's regional semifinal game at Grainger. Comes the 1-0. Last year, I'd say the Grainger girls were a little tired of seeing us. We actually ended their season in volleyball, girls basketball, and softball, all in the first round of the regional tournament. So here comes the 1-1. That pitch is going to roll in there and be a ball, 2-1. Trying to throw an off-speed pitch, and it just had trouble leaving her hand right there. So here comes the 2-1 pitch to Abby Haga on the way. I think they're just trying to throw a lot of junk to try to keep the Lady Vikings off balance right here. Runner second and third, nobody out. That pitch is going to miss down low. And it's 3-1. So hitter's count right here for Haga. Of course, it doesn't get any easier for Miss Bird as Carly Compton waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1. That pitch is going to be lined hard to right field. The right fielder having some trouble, and it's off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes Will Hoyt. She will score as well. Abby will stay at first, but it's a 2-run single for Abby Haga. And the Lady Vikings jump on top 2-1. We'll get Carrot Harris over there at first base as the courtesy runner.
Now batting for the Lady Vikings, pitcher number 12, Carly.
And Carly Compton will stand in, the Viking pitcher, hitting a mere .500 on the season. 10 home runs and 27 runs batted in. So runner at first, 2 runs in. This pitch is going to be hit high and deep to center field, and Carly can touch them all. Carly Compton with a high drive to straightaway center field. She'll let out a really loud yell as she touches home plate. And it's 4-1. 11th home run on the season for Carly. Ties her with Addie Wilhoit for the team lead. RBIs 28 and 29. And it's 4-1. And Maddie Hall step in. Maddie. High batting average her senior year, hitting .366. Hasn't hit one out yet, but has driven 20 in on the season and has a .500 on base percentage. Here comes the pitch to Maddie, and that pitch is going to be inside, and it's 1-0. Maddie had a clutch hit in the first district tournament game. Came up in a big spot, drove in a couple of runs. Here comes the 1-0. So here comes a 2-0 pitch. Maddie calls time and steps out of the box. Now she's back in there. And the pitch. That's going to miss inside, and it's 3-0. Bird looks a little bit shook after those after that big blast by Carly Compton. And really, I mean, Abby hit the ball really hard off the right field fence as well. Here's a 3-0. That's going to be in there for strike 3 and 1. So we'll see if she tries to challenge Maddie right here with the 3-1 pitch. If she does not, it misses away, and Maddie will trot down to first. And Macy Strouth will stride to the plate. The junior third baseman, .452, 3 home runs, 26 driven in. So Bird looks in, and the pitch. That pitch is going to miss inside, pretty much in more or less the same spot that she's missed a couple of times to the previous batter. So the 1-0. Macy is going to foul tip that one. Way out on her front foot right there. So we'll get a 1-1 count. Changeup is hit high and deep to left center field. The center fielder Hayes over there to get it. It was just a changeup right there, and Macy waited back on it, but just couldn't quite power that ball off of or over the wall. And Lily Ware will step in. Lily, another one that had a really big game in the semifinal game, basically, against Crockett with a couple of hits, again, in big spots. And there's a line drive hit off the glove of the shortstop. and into left center field. That ball was hit pretty darn hard. We're going to score that one a hit. That ball was hit pretty hard. I thought that she probably had an opportunity to get it, but did not, and that'll bring Addison Glover to the plate. Addison, if you were listening the other night, had arguably the biggest hit of the game. Lady Vikings were trailing 1-0 and really kind of struggling on offense into the fourth inning. And Addison put a charge into one and hit it way over the left center field fence to give the Lady Vikings a 2-1 lead. She hits a little grounder on a changeup right there. Third baseman comes and gets it. And we got 2 outs. Both runners move up. So runners second and third for Katie Grainger. So the Lady Vikings will have batted around here as Grainger. She waits on that changeup and hits it towards right center field, and it is going to be caught by McKinley Mills, and that will retire the side. But the Lady Vikings come out here and jump on the board. First 4 reach, first 4 score. Finished the inning 4 runs on 5 hits. There were no Grainger errors and 2 left on. So we will head to the second inning by telling you the new score. It's Tennessee High 4, Grainger to 1 here on the Vikings Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lady Viking Softball here on the Viking Sports Network. Coach Charlie Tiller with our producer Colin Moore. We are in the second inning, and the first batter is Destiny Davis, and she showed a bunt and then frankly thought better of it as it got right in there on her. It was in on the inside corner, and it's a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. She's not bunting this time and takes a strike on the outside corner. So we'll see if Carly can get a little bit sharper here now with the lead. I mean, still had a really good first inning, but wasn't quite as sharp as she often is. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Davis goes and sits. That'll bring Emma Hodge to the plate, the DP for Grainger. So she'll stand in there. Hodge also a freshman. I didn't mention Davis was a sophomore. Here's the first pitch to Hodge, and that's going to be fouled right at the fence over here on the first base side. Great crowd here at Rotary Field tonight. Bleachers on the Tennessee High side packed with folks. There are also a number of folks sitting in the outfield bleachers, as well as, of course, as always, chairs set up all over creation at this field. Here's the 0-1. That's going to miss off the plate, 1-1. See a number of former Lady Vikings as well in the stands, including King University's standout Tori Ryan, who recently made an all-region team for the Tornado. Had an excellent junior season. That pitch is swung on and missed, 1-2. As well as Keegan Myers and Riley Fields, Ashley Worley, among the former Lady Vikings that I can see in attendance from my vantage point. Always good to see those ladies out here at the ballpark. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs, sitting down. Swung on and missed.
Now batting for the Grizzlies, catcher number 6.
And that'll bring Macy Spangler to the plate. Macy, who is the catcher, she is a junior for the Grizzlies. Hits in the 8 hole. First pitch to her is going to be down low. That one got on Abby something fierce right there. It's the 1-0. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. That is inside, I guess. Tough one right there for the Tennessee High right-hander, and it's 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. That pitch is going to be lined up the middle, base hit past a diving Addie Wilhoit. Hughes over to cut it off, and he'll get it in quickly. So a 2-out single for the Grizzlies. Really well hit ball right there by Spangler. And that'll bring Katie Sturgill to the plate, the second baseman. 9-hole hitter. Also a freshman for the Grizz. So she'll stand in there. And the pitch. Right on that outside corner, strike one. So again, a really young Grizzlies team. They've really had a good season. I mean, when you're starting 5 or 6 freshmen and have a winning record, that's really saying something. And to get to the regional, that's a pretty good year. Swung on and missed. 0-2. And you certainly feel like, you know, the future bodes well for Grainger in that regard. I mean, they made it to their district championship game. They had actually beaten Greenville in the semifinals. As that swung on and missed for strike 3, so the Grizzlies get their first hit, but can't do anything with it. So we will head to the bottom of the second with the score: Tennessee High 4 and Grainger 1 here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tennessee High Softball here on the Viking Sports Network. Coach Charlie Tiller with our producer Colin Moore bringing you a regional tournament action. And the Lady Vikings will start the second inning the same way they started the first, with Kaylee Hughes at the plate. Kaylee lined a Base hit to right field first time up. Stoles second. Scored on the Abby Haga base hit. Kaylee getting hot at the right time. First pitch to Kaylee is going to miss away 1-0. Kaylee does have a .402 on base percentage, which you like to see out of your leadoff hitter. So here's the 1-0. And she hits this ball hard to center field for a base hit. It's going to get all the way to the fence, and Kaylee is on her way to second. The throw will get her. Really nice throw right there by the center fielder, Jaylee Hayes, I should say. Just right on the money because Kaylee was really motoring, but she is out after that ball was, again, smoked to center field. And so yeah, that is a base hit and then thrown out 8-6 right there. And that pitch missed the first pitch to Addie Wilhoit, misses 1-0. Addie had a base hit her first time up. Here's the 1-0 to Addie, and that is going to miss away. They're just giving her nothing but changeups so far. Must have checked the stat sheet and seen what kind of a season this young lady has had at the plate. It's pretty crazy as good a district tournament as she had, and her OPS went down because all of her hits were singles. Her OPS is a mere 1,972 now. First time since I've seen the stats this year that it's been below 2,000, which is crazy because a really good one is like 850-900. And Addie is now heading the count 3-0. The Grizzlies did not like the last call, but here comes a 3-0. That's going to be right down Broadway, and Addie takes it for a strike, 3-1. I mean, Addie's walked a few times this year, not a ton, but that pitch is going to be kind of jammed her a little bit. Nice pickup by the third baseman, and Destiny Davis with a really nice play throws Addie out at first. That ball was hit fairly hard off of her hands. Didn't get the barrel to it, and so Addie will be retired, and they're 2 away. That'll bring Abby Haga to the plate. Abby, who singled off the right field fence last time, driving in a couple of runs. First pitch to Abby is a changeup that is going to drop in there for a strike. For Abby, it was RBIs 31 and 32 last time up. So here comes an 0-1. Again, it's a changeup, and this one is just kind of fisted into left center field. And a nice running catch by Jaylee Hayes, who had a really good inning. So after batting around in the first inning, the Lady Vikings go in order here in the second. So nothing doing in the second. We will head to the third inning with the score, Tennessee High 4, the Grizzlies 1, here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tennessee High Softball here on the Viking Sports Network. Coach Charlie Tiller with our producer Colin Moore bringing you the first round of the Region 1 AAA tournament between the Lady Vikings and the Grizzlies of Grainger. Top of the order up in this inning for Grainger as they trail 4-1. That first pitch is a smoking fastball that's smoked right back at the screen by McKinley Mills. Mills walked in her first trip after a really good at-bat where she spoiled a number of 3-2 pitches and eventually drew a walk. Here's the 0-1. That pitch missed just off the plate. It's 1-1. So here comes a 1-1 pitch. Abby sets up outside. Carly hits the mitt, and it's 1-2. And we got some folks, and Danny Williams letting the fan know that he is not going to listen to that stuff. And so here comes a 1-2 pitch. And that pitch is going to be lined towards short. Addie Wilhoit makes that diving highlight play. Nice catch right there by the freshman shortstop. Full extension to take away what probably would have ended up being a hit if it had hit the ground. So kind of a soft liner right there that Addie just made a really nice diving catch on. And there's one away. McKenna Lee will step in. First baseman swings and misses, 0-1. She went down on strikes her first time up, swinging. So here comes the 0-1. This pitch is going to be popped way up in the air and is going to get into the parking lot. So it'll be 0-2. So Carly way ahead. Of course, Carly on the season throws a first pitch strike 67% of the time, which is a little bit lower than her overall strike percentage of almost 70. And that pitch is right on the outside corner, and she is sitting again. This time on a looker. I mean, just a beautiful pitch right there on the outside corner, framed beautifully right at the knees. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And so Allison Bird will step in after she had a word with somebody behind the backstop. She reached on the error that drove in the run the first time up. Again, it would have scored either way, so RBI would definitely be credited anyway. But she reached and actually ended up second when the throw went into the dugout. First pitch is a called strike. It's 0-1. So here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on him, missed 0-2. Brought her a little high heat right there. And it's 0-2. Great opportunity right here to get through this third inning. And there it is, right on that outside corner again. Carly lets out a let's go. And she has sent the Grainger Grizzlies back out into the field. So No runs, no hits, no errors. We will head to the bottom of the third with the score. Tennessee High 4 and Grainger 1 here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lady Viking Softball Complex at Rotary Field. Coach Charlie Tiller bringing you Lady Viking Softball here on the Viking Sports Network alongside our producer, Colin Moore. We're into the bottom of the third inning. Tennessee High leads 4-1, and Carly Compton will lead things off. Of course, Carly hit a deep drive over the center field fence her first time up. Not the furthest home run I've seen her hit this year, because she hit one against Unicoi that I'm pretty sure is still going. But the first pitch to Carly is going to miss away. Again, as Bird, and I don't really blame her, is trying to basically feed Tennessee High a diet of off-speed pitches and see if they can hit them. And the first inning they were able to hit some, and in the second inning they were not. Here's the 1-0. Carly was trying to hit that ball to the pharmaceutical company out there, and took a big slow pitch cut right there. It's 1-1. That would have been more appropriate on the old fields at Rotary Field. Back in the slow pitch days when they had those down here. The second pitch, or the third pitch rather, misses upstairs. It's 2-1. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's going to be a fastball. It's going to miss inside, and it's 3-1. And she's clearly being careful right here. And again, I don't really blame her. And now she calls timeout and is coming in here to have a word with Danny Williams. And I know that they don't necessarily know, but that is not going to help. I mean, Danny is a really good guy, but he's not going to take that great. And that pitch wasn't particularly close. I mean, I thought it was well inside. So we're going to have a 3-1 upcoming. Here it comes. And Carly's going to ground it foul off the Grainger dugout over on the third base side, and that's going to load the count up at 3-2. So again, we're in the bottom of the third. Tennessee High leads 4-1. And here comes the payoff. That changeup is going to stop just short of home plate, and Carly will run down the first base line, and we're going to have a courtesy runner over at first base. That'll be number 5, the freshman Delaney Linkus. And she and Carly do their regular high five / dance.
Maddie Hall.
So Delaney will be over there at first. Delaney, a 3-sport athlete this year at Tennessee High. So played some volleyball and some basketball. Is doing some good things. First pitch to Maddie Hall is popped up in foul ground and will be caught by Destiny Davis. And there's one out.
Now batting for the Lady Vikings.
And Macy Strouth will step in. Macy popped left center fielder first time. The center fielder Hayes made the catch. So again, Delaney over there at first. 4 for 4 on the season in stolen bases. Here's the first pitch to her. That's going to be grounded right to the third baseman. Throw to second is in time for 1. Throw into first is not going to be in time. So a fielder's choice. Nice play by the third baseman right there. That's Destiny Davis. And Lily Ware will step in. Lily with a base hit off the shortstop's glove last time up. 2 outs, runner at first. Addison Glover on deck. First pitch is a changeup, and Lily takes a big cut at it and fouls it back. Might like to see a little bit more patience on some of these changeups. I mean, not just Lily. I mean, the group as a whole. Wait on that good one. Especially if you can get a fastball and have a chance to really drive it. So here's the 0-1. Another changeup, and that one's going to be lined right at the second baseman, Sturgill. So ball hit fairly well, but right at the second baseman, and that will retire the side. So the Lady Vikings get a base runner, but can't get anything else. And we will head to the 4th with the score. Tennessee High 4 and Grainger 1 here on the Vikings Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the first pitch misses outside to Jaylee Hayes. Carly Compton got on it quick here as we are in the top of the 4th inning. Hayes, her first time up, went down swinging. So here's the 1-0. That is going to be right in, I thought on the inside corner, but Mr. Williams disagrees with me, says it's 2-0. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swung on a miss, 2-1. Of course, the winner of this game advances to the regional championship, currently scheduled for the supposed to be rainy day of Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. And clinches a sub-state berth, which is the most important thing. That pitch missed inside, 3-1. Which, for those not familiar with Tennessee high school sports, the sub-state is what we call the Sweet 16. They also call it a sectional, so it's got all kinds of names. think officially it's the sectional, but all of us folks that have been around a long time, we've called it the sub-state for a long time. But it's basically the Sweet 16. That pitch was fouled back, and we got to retrieve a few more fresh softballs. Those balls are flying out of here foul. So 3-2 is the count. We've got enough softballs, and we're ready on the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be fouled straight back off of Abby Hage's helmet. And Mr. Williams will walk around and give Abby a second, but Abby looks like she's fine. She's a tough cookie back there. Now, Arthel Salyer, the third base umpire, having a little chat with Carly. Carly looks like she's got a good laugh out of that. Moose is a really good dude. Really 3 really good guys out here umpiring today. So we're going to get another 3-2 pitch. No, we're not. She's going to call time and step out. So Hayes, who's had a great day defensively in center field, looking to make something happen here to start the 4th inning. 3-2 pitch to her is going to miss upstairs, and she will head down the first baseline. So the left fielder, Amanda Kledzik, will step in. She grounded out to second her first time, and she's going to hit this ball foul over towards the Lady Viking dugout. Maddie Hall with a kick save as it came back towards her. So it's 0-1. That ball is grounded towards short. Will Hoyt over to get it. On to second for 1. His throw is going to be off the mark on the double play, but she was going to be safe anyway. So a fielder's choice, 6-4 right there. And Destiny Davis will step in. The third baseman went down swinging in her first trip. She's going to foul that ball straight back, and it's 0-1. Abby with a nice little play off the carom. And it's 0-1. So Kledzik now at first. That pitch was up in her eyes, and she swung on and missed 0-2. That pitch is called strike 3, and she knew it. I mean, Davis was just like, I think she was sitting on one inside. It was on the outside part of the plate, and there's nothing she could do. And the DP, Emma Hodge, will step in. Emma went down swinging her first time up. So 2 outs, a runner at first. That pitch is swung and a missed. Runner goes. Throw down is not going to be in time, and it's going to skip into the outfield and get by Kaylee Hughes, and they got a shot right here. Hughes is going to get it in quick, gets it to Mazzy Wilson. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not going to be in time, and the run is going to score. So a stolen base, an error on the throw. So So that'll get Emma Hodge is down in the count, 0-1. It's now 4-2. That's a little nubber towards second. Mazzy Wilson up with it, and she will make the play to retire the side. But Grainger is able to score a second run without the benefit of a hit. The one costly Viking error, and nobody left. So we will head to the bottom of the fourth inning with a new score. It is Tennessee High 4 and Grainger 2 here on the Viking Sports Network. Back, ladies and gentlemen, Viking softball here on the Viking Sports Network. Coach Charlie Tiller with our producer Colin Moore. Lady Vikings lead 4-2 as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be 8-9-1 for Tennessee High. Addison Glover, the freshman DP, will lead things off. Addison hit a soft grounder on a first pitch changeup to third base, and she's going to get a first pitch changeup that's way up, and it's 1-0. Of course, as I was starting to say, her last at bat, Addison had really the key hit in the district championship game. When Tennessee High was struggling offensively, she hit a 2-run bomb over the left center field fence that just kind of ignited things and led to a huge inning where Tennessee High scored a ton of runs and really took the lead and then took the lead with gusto as she swings through that fastball 1-1. Glover, who's only comes into today with just 20 at-bats on the season, 21 now, I guess, hitting 200 with that home run and 4 runs batted in. Been battling a little shoulder injury, I believe, is what I was told the other day. And she swings at a pitch pretty much in the same spot as that first one, which is not somewhere you want to swing at it. A changeup that was up. She just kind of swatted at that one. It's 1-2. And so it's 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And she's going to go after one way out of the zone. It gets on the ground. She'll run down towards first but be retired. So not really a great at bat that time. Retired 2-3 on the strikeout, and Katie Grainger will step in. Katie hit a shot to right center field that was run down by McKinley Mills, her first at bat. Like to definitely see a little bit of insurance right here. Of course, Katie, as we've talked about, a two-sport athlete here for the Vikings. Pretty good little basketball player for us. She kind of gets jammed on that one and pops it up. And the first baseman squeezes it. That's McKenna Lee. And we're back to the top of the order. Kaylee Hughes. Kaylee 2 for 2. Pair of singles. Of course, our last one, she hit it off the center field fence and was gunned down trying to stretch it into a double. So here comes Hughes having to wait, and now Bird is ready, and the first pitch is going to be a slow one that misses upstairs. I'm not sure that was a changeup per se, but stayed up, and it's 1-0. So again, Kaylee Hughes having a huge postseason. 4 hits in the postseason thus far for Kaylee, and has also walked 3 times. So she's been on base a bunch, and now we've got time called. See what, not sure what Danny Williams is explaining to the Grainger dugout, but I think he's probably heard enough from over there at this point. So here's the 1-0. That's going to miss upstairs and away, 2-0. Of course, Kaylee getting on base can supercharge this offense, as we saw in the first inning, when she singled, stole second, and eventually came around to score. That pitch is going to miss down, or no, it's a called strike, I should say. A little delayed call right there. It's 2-1. So here comes the 2-1. That's going to miss down low, 3-1. Of course, again, it is very beneficial for the Lady Vikings if Kaylee Hughes gets on base with the group coming up. And the pitch here is going to be grounded to first. Lee pounces right on it, and that will retire the side. So, fairly well-struck ball, but about 2 hops to the first baseman, and that will retire the side. So we're actually going to keep it right here as we head to the 5th inning to tell you a little bit about, give some shout-outs to some folks who have had a great spring. It's been an awesome spring for Tennessee High Athletics, and really Bristol Tennessee City Schools Athletics. First groups that we want to really shout out here are our middle school baseball and softball teams, who both are headed to the middle school state tournaments coming up this week. So big shout out to those guys. I mean, personally, I'm especially really proud of the softball team because they're coached by 3 girls that I've coached. Maddie Honaker, Casey Honaker, and Anna Craddock. I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better group of 3 coaches than that as far as people go. And obviously they're doing something right on the field as well. So big shout out to those guys, and good luck to them as they head down to the state tournament, both the Tennessee Middle baseball and softball teams. We also had some state qualifiers in track and field this past weekend, and we'll talk about them as we get on forward here. But Macy Spangler going to lead things off here in the 5th for Grainger. Spangler had a single last time. A good hard base hit right up the middle, and the first pitch to her this time is a ball, missed just outside. And we got time called, and I think Abby wants a new mitt because got to get that one restrung a little bit, as Carly with her heat makes it a little bit tough. That pitch is swung on and missed. We got an update for you from a tweet from about 24 minutes ago. Crockett leads Greenville 6-1 in the top of the 4th inning. I'm sure they've obviously moved on since then, but the Pioneers off to a good start there. So we might get a District 1 repeat here in the Region 1 tournament if both scores can hold. But, of course, Greenville has been known to make some comebacks. They were down 7-0 in the if-necessary game against Grainger and came back and won. So, second pitch missed inside, 2-1. So, here's the 2-1 pitch. That's going to be swung on and missed at a pitch up in the zone, 2-2. Another update, Morristown West leads Daniel Boone 4-0 in 4A, and that is a called strike 3. Little bit of a delayed call, but right on the outside corner. That is strikeout number 9 on the day for Carly Compton. And Kaylee Sturgill will step in. She went down swinging in her first trip. She's the 9 batter. 1 out. We're again here in the top of the 5th. And the first pitch starts. She's going to try and bunt it, and bunts it foul. So it's 0-1. She's going to try and bunt it again, and offers that a pitch kind of up in the zone. All she'd have done is popped that one up and probably fouled it off, honestly. And it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. In on her hands, hits softly over towards first base, and Maddie Hall will corral it. So a soft line out to first. And that'll get us back to the top of the lineup with McKinley Mills, the right fielder. 0 for 1 is walked and lined out to Addie Wilhoit on the great catch Addie made earlier today. So 2 outs. Again, top of the 5th inning. Swung on and missed, just kind of blew that one by her. Just straight heat right there. 0-1. Carly gets that sign, and the 0-1 pitch. Pitch is going to miss away, 1-1. So Carly will get her sign from Coach Boggs, and the 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. So here comes a 1-2 pitch. In on her hands, and she just swings weakly at it. That's just nasty. Kind of a little backdoor curveball right there, and down she goes. So we will head to the bottom of the 5th by telling you the score. It's Tennessee High 4, Grainger 2 here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tennessee High Softball here on the Viking Sports Network. Coach Charlie Tiller with our producer Colin Moore bringing you all of the action here on an overcast and cool, especially unseasonably cool May evening. Addie Wilhoit will lead things off for the Lady Vikings. Addie, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon, singled and grounded out. Single to right center, grounded out to third. And she'll take that first pitch very off speed for a called strike. Here comes the 0-1. Another off-speed pitch. It's going to stay up that time. 1-1. So here comes a 1-1. This one is a fastball that's going to miss away. 2-1. Allison Bird has done a pretty good job since the first inning of keeping the Lady Vikings off balance. A lot of off-speed stuff. That pitch is going to miss upstairs. Yeah, just one hit for the Lady Vikings since that first inning when they got 4 runs on 5 hits. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That pitch is going to be hit high in the air, not going to have the distance. The left fielder is going to camp under it, and she catches. That's Amanda Kledzik. Just in front of the warning track.
Now batting for the Lady Vikings, catcher number 21, Abby Hagel.
And Abby Hagel will step in. Abby with a 2-run single. Popped to center last time. Here's the first pitch to Abby. And it's going to be an off-speed pitch that the catcher does a good job bringing back in the zone and called strike 0-1. So 1 out, Tennessee High looking to get something going on offense. That pitch, she tried to do the same thing and he wasn't buying that time. It was a little further out, and it's 1-1. Latest update, it's now 7-1 David Crockett, so the Pioneers look like they're in pretty good shape for possibly a return trip here to Bristol. Here's the 1-1. That pitch is going to be a called strike for a potential 5th meeting of the season if things can hold. So here comes the 1-2. Speed pitch hit high and deep to right center field, but not deep enough as Mills will range over to get it. And they're 2 away.
Now batting for the Lady Vikings, pitcher number 12, Carly.
And Carly Compton will step in. Carly, who's homered and walked. 2-run homer in the first, walked in her last trip. Despite having a good slow pitch softball swing on one pitch in that at bat. Here's the first pitch to Carly. Gets a slow pitch, and that's going to stay outside 1-0. Four, 6, and 2 for the Lady Vikings today. 2-1-0 for Grainger. Here's the 1-0. That pitch is going to be hit high and foul, and going to get out of play. Got another good update for you guys. The Lady Viking tennis team is sending a doubles team to the state tournament. I got word a few minutes ago that the doubles team of Ellison Kovacs and Trinity Moore were victorious in their regional tournament, and they are headed to the state once again. Both of those girls have been. They did not last year. Trinity played with Avery Stallnicker, who's currently in a battle in the singles, I was told. And Ellison went in the singles last year. Of course, she made it to the state championship match and lost as a sophomore with Keona Felix. So those guys are headed back to the state. Of course, the team will have an opportunity to join them as a group on, well, actually they play Wednesday and then they'll have to play again, I think, on Saturday. So they're still 2 steps as a team away. And Carly's going to hit this pitch foul and out of play. And that's going to load the count at 3-2. So congratulations to Ellison and Trinity and Coach Kitzmiller and her staff as they'll head back to Murfreesboro here in about a week. So it's 3-2 to Carly Compton. And that changeup is going to drop in there, and that will be a called strike 3 and will retire the side. They're throwing the ball around, but that's the third out. And so we will head to the sixth inning. The score remains Tennessee High 4, Grainger 2 here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lady Viking Softball here on the Viking Sports Network. We're into the sixth inning. Tennessee High leads 4-2. The first pitch to McKenna Lee misses outside. She's gone down swinging, gone down looking. And we got time called again, and I think that they got people outside of the dugout over there on the third base side, and Danny Williams tells them to get back in there. And it's 1-0. So here's the 1-0 pitch. That pitch is going to be popped straight up in the air. Abby Haga trying to track it, and she's not going to get it, and it's going to bounce foul. That was just tough. That's a really, even though it basically ended up right where she was standing, it's just really hard for her to see. And so it's 1-1. It's one of those, if Macy can get it, we'd love for her to come and get it, but it was just a little bit too close to the plate, I think, for her to get there. And Abby was calling for it, but then couldn't find it. Here's the 1-1. That is going to be a called strike at the knees on the outside corner. That's just, if she can throw it there, there's nothing you're going to do with it. I mean, you just got to hope she misses. So here comes a 1-2 pitch. And she brings back a little high cheese, and it misses upstairs, 2-2. So here comes a 2-2 delivery. This is just off the black. And that'll load it up at 3-2. 83 pitches now through here in the sixth inning for Carly Compton. 25 balls, 58 strikes. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be a little excuse me foul ball. She's tried to check that swing and got a little piece of the ball. So we will do it again. Leadoff batter here in the sixth inning. Tennessee High leads 4-2. Looking to punch a trip to the sub-state. And the 3-2 is in on her hands, and boy, oh boy, she fouls that one off of her foot. And that did not look like it felt good at all. But Lee's right back in there. And Carly checking her sign, and the payoff. Swung on and missed strike 3. And Carly is stoked. Good at bat, good battle, and it's won by the pitcher. That'll bring Allison Bird to the plate. Allison 0 for 2 has reached on an error that drove in the first Grainger run, and has also struck out looking her last time up. First pitch to Bird is going to be fouled off the screen, 0-1. So here comes an 0-1 pitch on the way. That is a called strike, 0-2. Oh, good opportunity right here. Ahead in the count, 0-2. Against the Grizzlies' lone senior. Rise ball sitting. Mercy. Carly looked like she reached back for a little bit extra right there. And she's fired up, and they're two down. That is 12 strikeouts on the evening for the junior right-hander, committed to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And so with 2 outs, the first pitch is a ball to Jaylee Hayes. Center fielder is struck out and walked today. Second pitch to her is a just nasty rise ball, swung on and missed, 1-1. So Carly checks her sign, and the 1-1. Got just a little piece of it, and it got a piece of Abby Haga. Abby doesn't look real thrilled about that, but again, really tough kid. Good job right here by Macy Strouth, going in and having a little conversation with Carly to give Abby a second. And she looks like she shook it off. And here comes a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Carly has struck out the side. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th by telling you once again the score: Tennessee High 4 and Grainger 2 here on the Viking Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lady Viking Softball Complex here at Rotary Field. Coach Charlie Tiller with our producer Colin Moore. We are into the 6th inning, in the bottom of the 6th. Tennessee High leads 4-2. Looking for another berth in the regional championship. This would be the 4th year in a row for the Lady Vikings to make it to that sub-state round. Maddie Hall lead things off, and the first pitch to her is in the dirt. Maddie has walked and popped out to third. So Maddie will look to try and get something going for the Lady Vikings. It'll be Hall, Strouth, and Ware due up for Tennessee High here in the 6th. That pitch is going to be a called strike on a fastball. As I mentioned, we had several track and field athletes qualify for the state track meet that'll take place next week in Murfreesboro. As a matter of fact, one of them will head down tomorrow to compete on Wednesday in the pentathlon. That is Chase Wolfenbarger, who has had a tremendous track season. I'm a little bit biased when it comes to that young lady, as I've gotten to coach her for the last 3 years in basketball, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a nicer kid. And she is a super talented track athlete, in addition to being really good in basketball and soccer. Chase is, again, going to the pentathlon on Wednesday. She will also look to defend her state championship in the triple jump. And she'll also be competing in the 100 and 300 meter hurdles. So a pretty full plate at the state track meet for Chase to top off an outstanding junior season. Here's the 2-2 to Hall. It's going to be a changeup that's going to sit right on that outside corner, and she looked at it. So 1 away. And Macy Strouth will stand in there. Macy, who's had a fly out to right center field and grounded into a fielder's choice last time. 5-4 was that fielder's choice. First pitch to Macy is going to be an off-speed pitch that's going to drop in there. Looks like Bird has kind of found a little bit of something with this off-speed pitch. Is now throwing it for strikes a little bit more often. That makes it a little bit more dangerous, honestly. And now we got a little word that Danny's having with the Lady Viking dugout. You're not allowed to have artificial noisemakers, and he was reminding them of that. So here comes the 0-1. And that pitch is going to miss away, 1-1. Of course, when I last coached softball, as before that rule came into effect, and we had a couple of girls that had a set of drumsticks, and I'm going to tell you that got a little bit old. As the coach who was in the dugout the whole time, that got a little bit old after a while, but that's okay. And Macy's going to kind of get that one off of her hands and hit it out into short left center field. The shortstop, Lucas, whose name we haven't called today because she's the flex, goes out and makes the catch. And that'll bring Lily Ware to the plate. Lily 1 for 2. Singled and lined out to second. Of course, as I said, Chase was not the only state qualifier. Keely Canner, the senior, is qualified in the shot put and the discus. We got a couple more we'll talk about here in a second as Lily takes a big hack on an off-speed pitch that was pretty well outside, and she's down the count 0-1. Keaton Romans will be competing in the long jump. Jenna Reacher in the 800 meters. And then the relay team of Addie Moore, Keaton Romans, Chase Wolfenbarger, and Jenna Reacher will compete in the 4x400 relay. So good representation as that ball's popped behind second base, and it'll be caught by the second, or behind first, I should say, in short right field, and the second baseman ranged out to get it, and that'll retire the side. So we'll head to the 7th inning, see if the Lady Vikings can shut this thing down and advance to the regional championship by telling you once again the score: Tennessee High 4 and Grainger 2 here on the Viking Sports Network. Back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tennessee High Softball here on the Viking Sports Network. Coach Charlie Tiller with our producer Colin Moore. We're in the top of the seventh. First pitch is rolled through for a base hit. Amanda Kledzik, before we can even really say anything, grounds one between short and third for a base hit. So Grainger not going to go quietly here in the seventh. And Destiny Davis will step in. Destiny's gone down swinging, gone down looking. Second hit for the Grizzlies on the afternoon. It's 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. That was 5. Davis is 6, and Emma Hodge, the 7-hitter, is on deck. That pitch is swung on and missed, nothing and 1. And now Macy Spangler would look to get an at-bat also based on that base hit, assuming there's not a double play, which are generally pretty hard to turn in softball because the bases are so close together. Here's the 0-1. She's going to try to bunt it, and she's going to pop it up and off the screen. And she's down in the count, 0-2. So Carly looking to keep that tying run off of base right here. So here's the 0-2. That's going to be popped high in the air, left center field. Kaylee Hughes and Lily Ware converge, and Lily makes the catch. Now she throws back behind the runner, which not the greatest thing in the world, but it doesn't end up bothering anything as Maddie Hall ranges over there and gets it. So the runner will remain at first, and that'll bring Emma Hodge to the plate. Emma, who's struck out and grounded to Mazzie Wilson. We would take either one of those results right here. First pitch to her. She's going after one way up in the zone. 0-1. Like Coach down at third base was not real thrilled with that swing. So Carly's going to check her sign, and the 0-1. That's going to miss outside. Runner goes. Abby's going to come up throwing, and now they've got her kind of in a rundown. She gets back to first base. The pitch was a ball, so it's 1-1. So here's a 1-1 pitch. She swings through that pitch up in the zone. 1-2. I don't really understand why Kledzik would want to take a chance right here. I mean, really her run doesn't mean that much. Her out means a lot. We'll take it. If she wants to run into an out, go ahead. Rise ball up in the zone, and down goes Hodge. And that'll leave it up to Macy Spangler. Spangler, who had the other hit today, 1 for 2. Went down looking last time. For Carly Compton, that is strikeout number 14 on the afternoon. So staying right at her average of 2 per inning. And that first pitch is going to be lined hard and foul off the Grizzlies' dugout. She definitely was sitting on that one. And doesn't look like she's real happy with herself because she knew she was on it. But really out in front, which you don't see people out in front of Carly all that often. So 1 out away. Of course, the potential tying run at the plate. Here's the 0-1. That pitch is going to be grounded foul right at the on-deck batter, Kaylee Sturgill. And it's 0-2. Lady Vikings 1 strike away from the regional championship and a sub-state berth. Crowd on their feet, clapping. And here's the 0-2. That's going to miss outside, and boy, oh boy, Kledzik got a big old lead down first base, and Abby had a notion to try and pick her off. Of course, Maddie kind of playing a little behind the runner, so it's a little harder to do. So it's 1-2. Crowd still on their feet, still clapping. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be off the very end of her bat foul. So we'll do it again. Get these people a little bit more time, get that blood flowing. Carly gets a new softball. She doesn't like that one. She said, give me that other one back. Yep, and actually he's not going to do that. So she'll get to throw this one on 1-2. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 15th strikeout of the game of the 21 outs for Carly Compton. The Lady Vikings are jubilant. Big hug between pitcher and catcher. And the Lady Vikings are advancing to the regional championship game. More importantly, Tennessee High has punched a ticket to the Sweet 16 with this win. So we'll get you guys some numbers before we get out of here. But the most important number is the final score. Tennessee High wins 4-2. Got 4 runs in the first on 5 hits. And Carly Compton made it stand up. We'll get a little cheer with the crowd right here. And we'll get you some numbers. So the Lady Vikings 4 runs on 6 hits. Again, 5 of those in the first inning. Only got 1 hit after the first inning, but it doesn't really matter because they're moving on. Tennessee had 2 errors. Left 3 base runners on base. For Grainger, 2 runs on 2 hits. They also left 3 on base, including the one there at the end of the game. For the Lady Vikings at the plate, a couple of hits for Kaylee Hughes and scored a run. Addie Wilhoit, Abby Haga, Carly Compton, and Lily Ware had the other hits. The 2 runs batted in for Abby Haga on that 2-run single in the first inning. And then Carly Compton with a 2-run home run providing the difference for the Vikings. In the circle for Tennessee High, Carly Compton, just brilliant. Goes the distance, picking up the win. Her 20th of the season, allowed 1 earned run, 2 runs overall. Struck out 15, walked a couple, allowed 2 hits. So a tremendous performance by the junior right-hander. So Tennessee High will advance to Wednesday night's regional championship. And that game is important because it determines whether you play the sectional at home or not. So obviously the Lady Vikings would like to see that. At last report, Crockett is now leading Greenville 9-4 after 5 innings. So they've still got 2 innings to close that one out, and it looks like the Green Devils have rallied a little bit. But 9-4 Crockett. So either way, the Lady Vikings will be here on Wednesday night hosting either Greenville or Crockett. I would imagine the start time will probably be about the same, but we will definitely get that out to you on social media. We're planning to be here, so we hope to have you guys again. If you can't get out to the ballpark, we hope you'll listen in. So once again, for our producer Colin Moore, this is Coach Charlie Tiller once again telling you the final score. It's Tennessee High 4 and Grainger 2. The Lady Vikings are on to the regional championship and the sub-state. And so we will tell you once again, we hope that everybody has a good night, and go Vikes!